Hoffman, and this is the argumentative essay, and I named mine Keep It Clean. For the average young adult in America today, the concept of pollution has been embedded into their minds for years already, but the reality is that most of today's youth does not or cannot truly understand the effects it has on the environment. America's growing population is now being taught at a young age that being environmentally cautious and recycling is very important, but why? What they cannot begin to fathom at this age is that people across the world are already going through a freshwater crisis. Even now, as America's youth enters the adult world, recycling is still only an option. America's stance on environmental awareness and the overall general condition of growing population or pollution is an issue that citizens worldwide should be deeply concerned about. Pollution can be directly linked to disease. In fact, as of 2014, 40% of deaths around the world can be attributed to pollution. Types of pollution can be categorized into three main types: air, water, and soil. Water pollution debates include, but are not limited to, the conditions of freshwater lakes, streams, and rivers. These already contaminated bodies of water can then further the pollution of larger bodies of water. Freshwater systems can often be the endpoint for biological waste. This can range from human waste, animal excrement, and rainwater runoff containing fertilizers and pesticides that can then find their way into larger river systems and eventually the sea. This, in turn, can result in the formation of dead zones bordering coastlines. The Mississippi River carries an estimated 1.5 million metric tons of nitrogen pollution into the Gulf of Mexico each year, creating a dead zone in the Gulf each summer the size of New Jersey. America is home to one of the largest bodies of fresh water in the world. The Great Lakes are the home to a thriving aquatic and non-aquatic ecosystem. This abundance of fresh water creates an almost perfect environment for plants and animals to live and grow in. Almost is the key word in that phase, unfortunately. The lakes have been impacted severely in recent years by a multitude of stressors. These include chemical contamination, shoreline development, non-native invasive species, habitat loss, and forest fragmentation. Unless some action is taken, this plentiful natural resource could be permanently altered. Soil pollution is another evolving issue that young adults should be aware of. The leading cause of soil contamination is the result of man-made waste. Dead plants, animal carcasses, rotting fruits, and vegetables can be very beneficial to the fertility of the soil. Be that as it may, in most cases, our waste products are burdened with thousands of chemicals that are not normally found in nature, which has been leading to the soil's contamination. Main causes of soil pollution include industrial activity, waste disposal, accidental oil spills, and acid rain. Industrial activity may be the largest donor to the problem in recent times. The industry's products may be contaminated themselves and are not always disposed of in the safest way. The use of chemicals in agriculture has grown in the last century as well. Along with the runoff of these chemicals infecting the water, there is also an issue with the crops themselves. Plants absorb these chemicals, and later on, when they decompose, those chemicals are left behind. Air pollution is the third main type of pollution. Questioning young adults, the responses of what air pollution is includes the discussion about the emission of greenhouse gases. But what exactly does that mean? The biggest greenhouse gas that people constantly emit is carbon dioxide. Most living things need oxygen to live, and then taking that in, they produce carbon dioxide as a waste product. This gas can also be a waste product from cars, planes, power plants, and other fossil fuel burning activities. This has resulted in the raised concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which is now higher than it has been in thousands of years. The residents of Bangkok, Thailand, are among the billions of people inhaling a fog of smoke, fossil fuel emissions, and car exhaust as they go through their daily lives. Pictures of the city are a shocking realization to many young adults of how poor the air quality can really be. Health problems that can come along with air pollution are respiratory and cardiovascular disease, lung cancer, aggressive asthma, and bronchitis. Those who live in places with high levels of pollution have a 20% higher chance of death from lung cancer than those in less polluted areas. America has a program called the United States Environmental Protection Agency, or shorthand called the EPA. Our actions impact the environment. Each thing we do can help or hurt our planet in many ways. EPA has tools to help you learn and understand the issues and help you reduce your environmental footprint. This agency already has easily available information on the laws and regulations enforced in America. Their website talks about health issues, climate change, chemicals and toxins management, land cleanup, and greener living. An agency that informs us how to efficiently and effectively take care of the planet we live on, but not everyone abides by these rules. Industrial corporations, big and small, will cut corners to produce their products. Businesses are always striving to be the best and get the largest profit from their work. They quickly forget how easy and fast it can be to fall into a pit of bad habits. These laws are not only enforced on industrial companies, they are also aimed towards keeping schools, public and government buildings, and even private land clean. Surprisingly, even with a strong government power guiding people, Americans still make up an estimated 5% of the world's population. However, the United States produces an estimated 30% of the world's waste and uses 25% of the world's resources. Pollution in America is not the biggest concern for the young adults living here, but with the proper education on the topic, this could spark a bigger interest in keeping the environment healthy. How can they start to make a change once they become interesting? The first step is to start thinking green. The 3 R's that everyone needs to remember are reduce, reuse, and recycle. Recycling and composting prevented 85 million tons of material away from being disposed of in 2010. This is up from 18 million tons in 1980 in the U.S. In a time span of 30 years, there might be a lot more waste being produced now, but people are becoming much more aware of their waste management and are able to recycle most of our products in one way or another. There are plenty of ways to help better our environment and prevent pollution. Green living can apply to everything people do, whether it be using smart appliances and turning the lights off when you leave the room, carpooling, shopping smart by buying products from environmentally cautious companies, or water conservation. There cannot be enough stress on how important it is to recycle. Using recycled aluminum scrap to make cans takes 95% less energy than making it from raw materials. With solutions as effective as this, it is a shame that more young adults don't give recycling a second thought. What most young adults do not understand is that the best way to take care of pollution is to prevent it in the first place. Anyone can start living a greener lifestyle at any time. The little things do count and everyone can make a difference.